YouTube? It's Marco! Hey! Back with another video, man. Thank you, Jesus, for allowing us to be here another day, man. We got week 15 of the NHL weekly recap by Hockey Psychology. Y'all know what time it is, man. I'm not going to waste too much of your time. Just want to say first, if you requested a video, I will be dropping it. I finally got my setup right and how I want it. I want to add more stuff like back there on that shelf. But you requested a video. I will be reacting to it. So just be patient with me. Kind of just finally got everything set. I'm going to get everything locked in. But let's not waste no time, man. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. Turn those post notifications on. Let's get into this one.
It is week 15 of the NHL season. We got franchises writing their fan bases apology letters for sucking. This is the week where we see coaches starting to get fired. We also had a highly anticipated bitter reunion that turned into a dramatic showdown. And overall, the intensity league-wide bumps up a notch as we get closer to the Olympics before the race to the playoffs. So let's cover all the chaos that went down in week 15 of the NHL season. Now, let's start off the week with a toilet bowl. Jets and Devils, both teams stink right now, but someone's got to win this game. And it turns out it's the Jets. That's all fine and dandy, but what I really want to talk about is the New Jersey Devils here for a second. Interesting story going on with them. Dougie Hamilton was a healthy scratch in this game. That's a $9 million fella sitting up in the press box, smashing popcorn, not playing games right now. Probably requesting a trade as we speak. Sheldon Keefe, on the other hand, basically called this team a bunch of eunuchs a couple days ago, saying that they play with no balls. This team's vibes are at an all-time low. They've lost 8 of their last 10. Boston, on the other hand, may be the streakiest team in the league. They're either complete ass.
Dude, I gotta say, bro. I'm gonna tell you the difference that I've seen between hockey and other sports. Bro, coaches really call out their I like it. I like sometimes, you know what I'm saying, it may be a little bit over, you know, they look crazy, right? But coaches in the NHL, bro, if their team is playing like a bunch of jackasses, they're gonna say, hey man, we playing like shit right now, you know what I'm saying? I love it, bro. Like, you don't see other coaches in other sports do that a lot, bro. They be like, you know what I'm saying? They be trying to protect the teams. Nah, I'm gonna tell it how it is. We playing like shit. Boy said we need to grow a pair of balls. Bro said we need big monkey nuts because we ain't doing nothing right now.
Or they're world beaters. There's no in between. All of a sudden, they're on a little bit of a roll here. They win 1-0 to shut out the Penguins. Korpisalo was a monster, and the East wild card remains a complete gong show.
Hey, shout out to my girl Anna. Check out the Bruins. Tied. That's pretty much tied in the wild card.
Also, if you want to know what team is ruining their lottery chances, it's the Blue Jackets. Voronkov becomes Tippy Longstockings in front, tips one home, beats Utah in OT. In Nashville, we were rewinding back to 2011. Ovi and Stamkos putting on a show. First, Ovi from his office, how are you? Then Stamkos says, I can do that too, you know, pal. He wires one of his own, but the captain had a big game. Roman Josi. Josi will be coming around the mountain when he comes. 3 points for him. Preds win and are now 2 points out of a playoff spot. Finally, we go to the Sharks versus Knights. 2 years ago, if I told you that Thomas Hertl had...
Low-key, I'm rooting for the Preds to go to a playoff spot, because if they get in the playoffs, I think I might go. I think I might try to go catch a game in Nashville.
5 points in San Jose. Sharks fans will be getting all horned up, but things have certainly changed. He helps Vegas assassinate his former team. They defeat the Sharks 7-2 for the second time this season, while ending Celebrini's 12-game point streak to end Sunday night. Okay, so now we go to Monday, where it is a wild night of hockey. First, it's Sergei Fedorov night. Everyone's rocking the white skates. They're retiring his number. Detroit is rocking, especially after this one. This one ended in controversy. Andrew Kopp gives the lumber with the cross-check, opens up the backdoor tap-in. Coach Rod Brindamore is pissed that the stripes cost him 2 points, but it don't matter because Detroit ends up with the win. Then we go to the Flyers and Lightning. Guys were pissed off right from the start, and rightfully so. Bad news here. Braden Point goes down awkwardly on his knee. That's yet another Olympian hurt. Hopefully it's not too bad, or else they're going to have to pluck someone for a replacement. But Tampa is lucky they got Kucherov, another goal and assist for him. He's now got multiple points in 9 straight games. Guy is sick. The Lightning handed the Flyers their ass in a bag for the 2nd straight game. So classic Philly, they're not going down without a fight. We got 2 tilts going on at the same time here. Just beautiful to watch. The Lightning have now won 10 in a row.
Damn.
Check in on the Eastern
Wild Card. On the low though, 10 in a row on the low. Okay.
The Panthers got to catch Buffalo. Bet you thought I'd never say that sentence out loud. Florida gets a big 2 points, and now there's a logjam at the Eastern Conference playoff line with 6 teams, only 1 point.
Look at this shit, right? Look at the Maple Leafs, bro. What the hell? For as much as they were struggling, what? Still on that wild card, though, but this is close. 53, 52, 52, 52, 51, 51. This is absolute crazy, right?
Part Gary is loving the parody. Meanwhile, the Rangers still suck at home. They go up 2-0 and completely blow it. Kraken score 4 straight. They asked the captain, JT Miller, what's going on? Why is there no energy after the first period? And he had 0 answers. That is no good. There are a few teams more puzzling than the New York Rangers this season, and without Shesterkin, the season seems like a complete write-off. We already knew that was the case for the Canucks as soon as they traded Quinn Hughes. The Habs beat them 6-3. They've now lost 7 in a row. How many more until they start printing Gavin McKenna jerseys? Speaking of Hughes as well, we got the Hughes Bowl tonight. All the brothers are in this game. Jersey fans are wishing they were just all on the same team every night. Who knows if it would even help? But a rare dub coming up for the Devils. Both Bratt and Palat, 2 players that are having a tough year, but they each scored twice in a 5-2 win for New Jersey. Now, what's going under the radar with all the noise in the league is that the Wild have only won 2 of their last 7 games, but they're so damn far ahead of the Mammoth that they don't even really care. Now, the good news a few days ago is that Connor Bedard is back and he's gone again. Luckily, this time it's not a long-term injury. He's just caught whatever plague is going on in Chicago. So no Bedsy versus Edmonton. Oilers will take that and the 2 points. Over in LA, the Worm is still kicking. Corey Perry, 673 years old, gets his 500th assist of his career. Guy's just a gamer. That's about the only thing Kings fans could cheer for and get excited about as the Stars win 3-1. LA is hanging on.
Dude, it gets me every time, bro. We gotta stop this Corey Perry slander, bro. It gets me every time, bro. It gets me every time. It gets me every single time, bro. 673 years old is fucking insane.
For dear life in that final wildcard spot. Then to end off the night, we got Toronto and Colorado. Marty, the Slim Shady Natchez, reminds Jake McCabe that ice is indeed slippery. Whoop, see ya later. Breaks his ankles and then ships it over to Cale Makar for the finish. But this Leafs team has hit another gear here, and so has Austin Matthews. Everyone's calling this guy washed. How about this? Toe drag release for the shorty. How are ya? Gets flipped off by a Avs fan and just gives a cheeky smile back. There you go. He says, how do you like them apples? This game is for the gunslingers. Back and forth action needed an OT where Will Nye, the science guy, goes 5-hole for the tuck. Close your damn legs, pal. The Leafs win and end the Avs' 17-game home winning streak. They're back in a playoff spot. Break the champagne. Prepare the float. The parade is on.
The parade is on.
Now, before Tuesday's games, we got to shout out our friends at SeatGeek. 2026 is here. The World Cup is on for sponsoring these weekly recaps. Now let's get into Tuesday's games. Now, on Tuesday, we got an update on Braden Point in Tampa, as well as Canada gets some good news. He's going to be out just week to week. They got the Penguins, and lucky if you had the under in this one. 1-1 affair going into a shootout. Look at this. Here's proof that even the best make mistakes. Sid just whiffs on this one. Shootout move. Someone check if there's a hole in that stick. That is rare. That opens up the opportunity for Kucherov to end it, and he does. Tampa is the wagon of the league right now. 11 straight wins for them. They are first in the Atlantic. That's also because Detroit lost 3-0 to Boston. Back-to-back shutouts for the Bruins. Swayman is now sharing the goalie hugs with Korpisalo. The Bruins are back in a playoff spot thanks to their 4-game winning streak.
Wow, look at that, bro. That's crazy. Look at that foot right there. I wish I had my
goalie hugs with Korpisalo. The Bruins are back.
Look at that right there. Toronto just above, just right here. But it's so close, bro. It's literally so close. And they went to overtime in the game. I bet if they don't go to overtime, then that, and it probably actually be tied.
Back in a playoff spot thanks to their 4-game winning streak. As for the other top 3 Atlantic team, the Canadiens are up 2-0 on Washington until Arbor Jackeye responds to a hit by Dylan McElrath. Gen Z fight in this one, whole lot of hugging, not a lot of punching. The Caps start to rally from there. They tie up the game, and McDavid's alter ego, Connor McMichael, gets the OT winner. Now the Caps take a turn as one of the teams occupying the last wildcard spot. Now perhaps the most interesting storyline going into the Olympics is what the hell is Canada going to do with Jordan Binnington? It's clear he only got named because of what he did at the Four Nations last year. He's having the worst season of his career, and he's pretty much lost the starter job, especially with Joel Hofer getting a shutout against the Carolina Hurricanes. Wow. It's a weird dynamic going on in the Blues goal crease right now, and we're going to see what happens when Canada names a starting goaltender in February. Now, things haven't been great in Columbus either, and so they decided to fire their coach, Dean Evason, and out of the NHL coaching recycling bin, they pick out Rick Bowness to take his place, and they get a gift from Calgary in the dying minute here. Uyghur pizza up the boards right to Boone. The Boone Jenner, top 5 name in hockey. That's the winner. Jackets get their first win under their new coach. Then we got the toilet bowl game between the Sens and Canucks. Can probably start calling this the McKenna Bowl pretty soon. Sens may be going through some dark times right now, but Vancouver somehow even worse. They lose their 8th straight game to Ottawa in this one. A team that still puzzles me, though, is Winnipeg. They went through a stretch that probably killed their season, but I still don't think they're that bad. But then they do something like this. Up 3-0 against the Islanders, the Jets manage to blow the lead in all but 4 minutes. But just when you think they're total ass, they show some resiliency and actually pull off the win in this one. That's now their 3rd win in a row, and I still have zero clue whether or not this team is actually brutal. The worst part for Jets fans is that this is shaping up to be a nice mushy middle finish without making the playoffs and just getting another mid-pick. Then we got the Diddy Bowl Part 2, Oilers versus Predators. These two faced off last week, and right away we got a scrap to set the tone. That's lovely. And so is another McDavid performance. A couple of assists for him in this one. This man has never been more locked in. His point streak is now at 20 games. That is the longest of his career. Yet his damn Tendy is still finding ways to ruin his night. Tristan Jarry in OT comes out to play the puck. It turns out to be a complete disaster. Stuart Skinner-esque, if you ask me. That's the game as the Preds take the Diddy Bowl. Meanwhile, the vibes in Toronto are good for what seemed like about 10 seconds. Then Utah gave him a beatdown, 6-1 spanking. Take those parade hats off, fellas. You're out.
I didn't put it together in the first game why he was called the Diddy Bowl. And then I sat here and I said, why is he calling that the Diddy Bowl? And then I said, the Predators. So who are they playing against? New York. Oh my God. You gotta stop.
Of a playoff spot. Finally, the Ducks and Stars Rochambeau. It's been an ugly time for Anaheim as of late, but they finally snapped their 9-game losing streak. That is a brutal stretch, and who knows if they can find their way back into the playoffs after that. Now, Wednesday, we get the wires crossing in real time here. Nico Hischier, the captain. Semi B-way goes for the slick Rick backhand finish. Gets it. Devils win, and afterwards, Seattle's goalie Philip Grubauer is salty. He does a little flyby and shoves Dougie Hamilton skating off the ice. That's all right, though. No one should like losing, which is why I think the Sabres are finally done with it. Who ordered a highway robbery? Ladies and gentlemen, if you did, you can count on UPL same-day delivery to figure it out. What a save. Sabres are absolutely buzzing. They beat Philly 5-2 and have won 14 of their last 16 games to get back in the first wildcard spot. Then we go to the Sens and Rangers, and I'm calling this one specifically the Disaster Bowl. These two teams have been all drama as of late, but the Rangers take the cake here. They got spanked 10-2 on Saturday in Boston, and then they almost do the same in front of their home crowd. They're down 4-0 after one. They get booed off the ice. Then they're down 6-0 halfway through. They score a couple garbage goals to make it look way more respectable than it actually was, but they aren't fooling anyone. They've now lost 5 in a row since Shesterkin's injury and are now firmly in the basement of the East. Finally, we finished the night off with Vegas and LA. Seems like 90% of the games finish in OT. This one is no different. Everyone needs their Gary Point right now, but Eichel turns on the Superman mode, goes around the horn, and then sets up Stone with a diving pass. That's all she wrote as Vegas wins their 5th in a row. Thursday started with the Battle of Pennsylvania. Philly has been one of those surprise teams that have been way better than people expected, but as of late, they've been riding the struggle bus. Sid, the middle-aged man, has been owning the Flyers ever since he was Sid the Kid. 2 points for him. The Penguins win 6-3. Philly has now lost 4 in a row and have allowed 23 goals in that time span.
Damn, 23 goals in 4 games? That is almost 6 goals a game.
Zach Werenski's having himself a season despite the Jackets having a brutal year so far. He scored his 18th goal already in this one against Vancouver. Columbus is getting ready for the new coaching bump. They win again against Vancouver, who has now lost 9 in a row. They are certified ass. Then in Washington, Celebrini, he's doing it again. Watch this. Eyeballs on the back of his head. No look dish right to Magenta for the game winner. Sharks are on a solid run. They're 7-3 in their last 10. The 2026 Cup prophecy is alive right now.
I can't wait. I can't wait to react to
the Sabres keep running hot too, and it's magnificent. Tage Thompson with the Hattie against Montreal. They are playing like they want to break down on the channel, and I might just have to give it to them. 15 wins in their last 17 games is absurd. This has got to be the year they snap the playoff drought, for the love of God. Yet it is still hard to make up any ground because Boston wins again. 4-2 win in Seattle. That's their 5th in a row.
Damn.
For me, it's them and the Jets, man. They puzzle the hell out of me. It wasn't too long ago that the Jets were a disaster. Now they're out here slapping around the Wild. Mark Scheifele, sour grapes, he was left off of Team Canada. 4-point night for him. They win their 4th in a row, but they're still 8 points back of a playoff spot. So it's
8 points back of. Dang. Is this wild card? Yeah, this gotta be wild card.
Still a long way to go. Utah also stays hot, beating Dallas, but they're still 8
like I said, wild card. Dang, you gotta get already 2nd.
Points back of a playoff spot, so it's still a long way to go. Utah also stays hot, beating Dallas. Flames beat Chicago to stay painfully mid, and the Islanders shut out the Oilers 1-0. Ilya Sorokin, ladies and gentlemen, 35 saves, looking like he wants to be called the best tendy in the world, and he's making a case for it. That is his league-leading 5th shutout, and the Islanders look legit. Then, finally, we have the Marner Bowl. For the first time since skipping town, Marner faces his former team as Toronto visits Vegas. Lots of noise around this game. Marner shoots a puck at Matthews at the end of warm-up as they get off the ice. The Leaf media does their thing and asks Matthews about it, and he just says, "I've had enough of the Mitch questions." He's fed up. But the Leafs come out of the gate hot in this one. 2 quick goals could be an easy night, but these are the Leafs. They will find a way to hurt their fans in just the worst possible way. Back and forth game all the way through. Toronto just can't seem to pull away, though. Marner was cooking with 2 assists, even though he was hearing the boos big time from Leaf fans in his own barn. But this one is all drama in the third. First, Dorofeev gets a Hattie to seemingly tie the game. They toss all the hats on the ice. Leafs challenge. It is offside. Sorry. No refunds on the Caps. Then, down to 7 seconds left, it is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Hurdle. Doorstep high tip to tie the game. Oh, classic Leaf performance coming up. Vegas is going into their 18th OT of the season. They've done this a couple times already. So Eichel walks down Main Street, backhand Billy. That's the game. Everyone go hit the slots. Marner wins the Marner Bowl for a wild finish to Thursday's games. Now let's move on to Friday, where we get an absolute ass whooping of the defending Cup champs. This is rare territory here, especially because the Panthers have been the Hurricanes' father over the last few years. But they showed no mercy in this one. Nick Ehlers' hat trick. 6-goal third period for Carolina. The wheels completely fell off for Florida, who are in some trouble here. We've said all year not to worry about them as long as they don't dig themselves too big of a hole, but they're now 5 points back of a playoff spot in an Eastern Conference where everyone seems to go into OT every single night. So it seems like the defending Cup champs may indeed be in one here. It also certainly doesn't help their case that the Red Wings beat the Sharks either, and their sworn enemies in Tampa are on an 11-game win streak. That, of course, is on the line here with this shootout attempt. Kucherov versus Joel Hofer. Hofer says, "Get that shit out of here." He denies Kucherov to snap Tampa's 11-game heater. Hofer's play right now is stapling Binnington to the bench. Then here's something we've yet to see this season. The Nashville
Avs?
Predators of all teams hand the Colorado Avalanche their first regulation loss on home ice all season and just their fifth overall. The former Av, Ryan O'Reilly. He had a hat-trick performance. He's playing some good hockey. Remember when this guy bullied himself in the media at the beginning of the year because he was playing horribly? Turns out a little negative self-talk once in a while works sometimes. He and the Preds are rolling right now. That's their third win in a row. Then, to end the night, our two teams chasing Nashville for the last wildcard spot in the Ducks and Kings, and Mason McTavish on the all-hands team, 8-12 in his career in the shootout. Forehand, backhand, good night, Jim Kite, as the Ducks win to end Friday. Then let's go to Saturday. 13 games on deck here, so it's time for rapid fire. Sabres are the talk of the town, but the Wild come in looking to get the train back on the tracks here. Spoiler alert, this one needed OT because this season is on crack, and it's Mats the Rat Zuccarello with the dagger. Minnesota says, let's get the hell out of here with 2 points. Now, the Rangers have made a ton of noise over the past few days as they issued a letter to their fans where GM Chris Drury basically admitted that his team stinks and gear up for a rebuild. They also broke news that they weren't going to extend Artemi Panarin. Team's basically a disaster, but they come out and the big boys all must love making management look like a bunch of jabronis. Mika Zibanejad gets a hat trick. Panarin had 3 points as well. Rebuild my ass, they say. Philly, on the other hand, has now lost 6 in a row.
Damn!
Rumors are going wild in Calgary on whether or not they're trading Rasmus Andersson. Turns out they too are finally accepting their ass, but they go out and do the same as the Rangers. We almost even saw a goalie goal in this one too. Dustin Wolf was feeling ballsy and it almost worked, but no dice. The Flames win with Rasmus Andersson saying all his final goodbyes. Couple snaps here also for Utah. They stay hot, winning their third in a row. Now, after Logan Cooley got hurt, this team went on a little bit of a slump, but they're finding their stride again. With their ownership and young core, I wouldn't be surprised to see them as big buyers near the trade deadline to finally get into the dance. You sure as hell won't see the Logan Cooley was hurt. They got Carolina, and the Hurricanes get back-to-back hat-trick performances from their players. This time, it is Mista Svechnikov. The last one had Markstrom stumbling like he had a couple too many at the bar. Hurricanes win there. Now here's a little cool stat between the Penguins and Blue Jackets. All 4 games this season have gone to OT. This one does the same, courtesy of Sid the middle-aged man. Tippy Longstockings in front to tie the game with a minute left, signature from Crosby. But Columbus is riding that coaching bump all the way to the bank. Charlie Coyle, best Slick Rick impression with a gorgeous tuck in the shootout to get their 4th win in a row. Florida, on the other hand, was pissed about being spanked 9-1 the other night, and Bennett the Menace leads the way. Goal, 2 assists against Washington. How the hell is this guy the Conn Smythe winner not on Team Canada? Who knows? But Washington, on the other hand, has been faltering since Christmas and are on the outside looking in after losing to Florida. Meanwhile, Boston beats Chicago to keep making the Atlantic Division a complete mess. The Bruins are hot right now, winning 6 in a row. It was also Civil War night in Canada. 6 Canadian teams going at it. Leafs and Jets first. Winnipeg watched too much Leaf tape in the pre-scout. They learned how to blow leads just like them. 3-1 lead evaporates, and Sawston Matthews comes out to play just a dash of none sauce right to Domi in OT. That's all she wrote. Leafs get a big 2 points. On to the Habs versus Sens. We get the SeatGeek goal of the week right here. Timmy Stutz out of the corner, through the legs, top bunk, where you have too bad the Sens goaltending is as good as the sieve in your kitchen. Sens choke a 2-goal lead of their own. Surprise, we need OT. Stützle has the chance to win it. Strike 3, swing and a miss. Back the other way we go. Cole Caulfield, rockstar zone. Clap bomb finds a leak, and the Habs do it again despite being outshot 34-19. There was also 2 big beatdowns in the late games as well. Canucks fans surely have entered the depression phase of this season. They get slapped 6-0 and have lost 10 in a row. Elite level tanking, if you ask me. Elite level Vegas tanking also teaches the Preds a lesson with a 7-2 dub. Mark Stone takes about 2 to 3 business days to get up the ice, but god damn it is he smart. 10 goals in his last 11 games. The captain of Vegas is leading the charge. Then finally the Ducks and Kings go back-to-back OT cuz of course, and Mikael Granlund gives the old no-looker top cheese for the winner as the Ducks beat the Kings back-to-back to end a wild week of hockey. So, what did you think of Week 15? Who surprised you? Who pissed you off? Let us know in the comments down below. And if you want to check out some of our other breakdowns, you can click on any of the videos right here. And to stay up to date on all things.
Wow. Amazing, man. What are y'all feeling, man? What are y'all feeling? About to be coming up on the what's it, Olympic break, right? About to be coming up on the Olympic break. What are y'all what y'all feeling, man? I ain't gonna lie. So I'll react to the Sharks. Not necessarily a Shark fan, but if I'm gonna react to them, I'm gonna cheer for them. I like the way they've been playing right now. Oh my goodness, it's so crazy. It is so crazy because you got so many teams, bro. You got teams like the Ducks and the Devils that, bro, they started the year off crazy. Red Wings are playing good. Freaking Jets was struggling. Now they looking like they didn't kind of find that. Dude, it's gonna be interesting to see. You got the Panthers in there, Oilers, dude. It's gonna be crazy, man. And I hope y'all have enjoyed this one, man. If you did, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn those post notifications on. Stay peaceful, stay positive, stay disciplined. Always